Have you ever heard of the term the living dead? Have you ever been declared dead when you were still alive? This is the very real story of a man named Lal Bihari when he said, Mujhe zinda karo. And it all started as he sought out a loan to start his new business.
Yeah, I needed some help with the loan. Like, I'm actually starting a new handling business. So I want to
It's been a really long time. To my surprise, Lal Bihari, you're actually dead according to my records.
But I'm alive.
Flashback.
What fine land, prime property. If only my nephew wasn't alive. Or maybe. Let's get some nephews today. I need a small favor from you.
How can I help you? Tell me more about the seasons.
I need you to kill my nephew.
Excuse me?
Not actually kill him, just disappear. Just off the records.
And how do you propose I do this?
You would know what you can do it.
I think there would be a little more motivation.
This is enough motivation for you.
What exactly is the favor that you need to do?
I will give you details. You simply need to make sure he disappears. He does not exist.
Consider it done.
Thank you.
End of flashback.
I can't believe what Mama did to me.
How could he do this to us? Isn't it feasible? All of this money? He's declared you dead on paper, but now as good as dead. What can we do? What can a dead man do?
I'll show what him and dead man can do.
Where are we going?
To commit a crime.
Wait, where?
To commit crimes.
I need to collect money over pension because it's been dead. So, would you
Sit down, sit down. How's it?
Oh, well, my husband has been dead for a while now, so I obviously need the video pension for doing so. It has taken a while.
Why? Is it because I'm still alive?
No, there are flaws in this application and hence I will not be able to sanction the intention. Come back tomorrow.
किसी से ये कम बड़ा इसमें खत्म नर सिंह है ये सिंघम मन भवर उठे तन सिहर उठे जब खबर उठे के आवे सिंघम
I want you to
Speak faster, no, I have more important work.
So I want you to put an FIR on it.
Why? Huh? Why should I file FIR against you?
Because my uncle, mere mama ji, he has put, he has declared me dead on paper. So please put an FIR. I will do whatever it takes. You can have my wallet. You can have everything that
You are trying to give me bribe, huh? Huh? Get lost. I know who your mama is. Chalo, niklo. Get lost now. Get lost, otherwise I'll beat you. Get lost. And don't show up again.
बादल में ढूंढे घोंसले पगला गए हैं हौसले गिर जाए या उड़े अब टूटे या जुड़े परवाह नहीं
हैंड दी वो मेरा अपहरण करके ले जा रही है।
अपहरण
Can we go for a walk? See, then.
We go to park, no?
Yeah. But I tell you. What did you?
ऐसा कौन करता है किडनैप? This is our house or you are bringing to my house. What is this, Papa?
If you thought I would file an FIR against you for this, you are mistaken. Do better. I don't care about my son that much also. Go to bed.
भाई और बहनों, आज मैं इलेक्शन में खड़ा हो रहा हूँ। So please vote for me. I am up against Mr. Rajiv Gandhi. So I have to win this election.
अरे भैया पर आप इलेक्शन पे क्यों खड़े हो रहे हो?
Because if I get even a single vote, then it will be proven that I am alive.
So sir, I hear that this is a very peculiar case, but are you sure about this going up against Mr. Rajiv Gandhi?
See, madam, the only thing that's harder than contesting elections in this country is for a poor man to prove that he's alive. So, yes.
But then his case started making waves and he finally decided to knock on the doors of law.
Bhaiyo और बहनों, for all those people who have been wronged, including all of you who have been denied their right to life, who have been declared dead, I will fight for you all. Today I will be founding the Association of Dead People and inaugurating it.
Long live, long live.
This court is now in session. Today's case concerns the Association of Dead People, Azamgarh, versus the state of Uttar Pradesh. We'll first hear the petitioner's arguments. Counsel for the petitioner, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Lordship. My client, the Association of Dead People, represents individuals in Azamgarh who have been declared dead on official records despite being very much alive. They are fighting not only for their property rights but for their very existence in the eyes of law. The state's failure to protect the rights of these individuals amounts to a violation of several provisions under the Indian Penal Code and the Code of Criminal Procedure. Many individuals have been deprived of their property and legal status through fraudulent means, which we contend constitutes offences under IPC sections 420, that is cheating and dishonestly inducing delivery of property, 467, forgery of valuable security and will, 468, forgery for purpose of cheating, and 471, using a forged document or electric record. These acts have caused irreparable harm and suffering to my clients who, despite being very much alive, have been declared dead by corrupt individuals who are seeking to grab their property. Let me bring forth the case of Kailash, a landless labourer who was deprived of his 2,000 square meters of ancestral land by his second cousins. When he first attempted to prove himself alive in court, he was brutally beaten by his own family members. He lives in fear, believing that it is safer to remain dead on paper rather than to risk being really dead due to these people. This speaks so much about severe intimidation and social injustice that these victims face. Under IPC sections 503 and 506, which address criminal intimidation, his cousin's threats should be prosecutable offences, yet no relief has been provided to them. Then we also have a Bhagwan Prasad Mishra, a respected community member who was declared dead in 1977, so his nephews could transfer a hectare of his land to themselves. With a signed affidavit admitting to the fraud, Mr. Mishra should have been reinstated as the rightful owner. Yet, his petitions to the land court have been languished, bogged down by bureaucratic inaction. The situation is further worsened by the fact that many officials refuse to take action even after being presented with affidavits, in direct violation of CRPC section 154, which mandates registration of any cognizable offence. Your Honour, most of these affected are widows, elderly, or otherwise vulnerable individuals who lack the resources, influence, or physical strength to take a fight. Take the example of Mrs. Julari Devi, 85 years old, who was declared dead after her son's death and was forcibly removed from her family farm. Her case has been stalled for over 25 years. And also a Mr. Paltan Yadav, who was forced into a life of celibacy and poverty when his relatives took his land in 1988. He was left with no means to support himself and has waited decades for justice. The relatives who seized his property mock him, saying, "Paltan is dead. Who are you to tell his land?" Furthermore, Your Lordship, these fraudulent declarations are tantamount to cheating as defined under section 420 of the IPC, which clearly states that whoever cheats and thereby dishonestly induces the person deceived to deliver any property shall be punished. By declaring my clients deceased, these perpetrators have effectively stripped them of their property rights. This fraudulent representation is punishable under the IPC, and we request that the state investigate and prosecute those responsible. And additionally, under the Code of Criminal Procedure, section 154, mandates that any information regarding a cognizable offence should be recorded by the police, and yet in many of these cases no action was taken whatsoever despite repeated complaints. The complainants were ignored or discouraged in clear violation of the CRPC's mandate to register cognizable offences. My clients seek not only the correction of their status but also a thorough investigation of the officials and private parties involved in this. We implore the court to direct the authorities to take strict action under section 190 of the CRPC, empowering the magistrate to take cognizance of this offence. Without such action, these living dead, they will continue to suffer and justice will remain out of reach. Thank you, my lordship.
While we sympathize with the alleged hardship of these individuals, we must clarify that the petitioner's accusations of systemic fraud within the government are unfounded. The state contends that any mistakes in the official records were unintentional and are isolated cases. Our administrative channels and legal provisions allow for corrections, and these cases do not warrant the serious criminal charges suggested by the petitioner.
Isolated, the petitioner claims that there are numerous instances. Can you clarify?
Yes, Your Lordship. The state acknowledges certain discrepancies as is common in any extensive bureaucracy. However, as stated under section 464 of the Indian Penal Code, mere mistakes or clerical errors do not amount to forgery or falsification unless there is clear intent to deceive or cheat. There is no substantial evidence of intentional fraud by the government officials here.
Counsel, are you suggesting that the victims should pursue their grievances through routine administrative channels?
Precisely, Your Lordship. The law provides for rectification of records under civil and administrative procedures. Under Section 420 of the Indian Penal Code, the element of dishonest inducement to deliver property must be proven beyond reasonable doubt, and this is lacking here. We argue that while certain individuals may have exploited these errors, the state itself cannot be held liable without direct evidence linking its officers to intentional fraud.
Objection, Your Honor. These errors that they say have stripped people of their property rights and even deleted their very existence from official records.
Objection overruled. Counsel for the state, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Lordship. Furthermore, under the CRPC, Section 197 stipulates that prior sanction is required to prosecute government officials performing duties within their official capacity. Without specific proof of malfeasance, the petitioner cannot hold the state responsible. We request that the court reject the petitioner's demand for a criminal investigation and direct them to instead follow the established procedures of correcting official records.
Counsel for the respondent, please proceed with your closing arguments.
We reiterate that the state provides sufficient processes for record correction. Invoking sections of the IPC and the CRPC in this case without concrete evidence of fraud by state officials is unwarranted. The state respectfully requests the court to reject the petition and allow the administrative process to address these grievances.
Thank you, counsel. The court will take this matter into consideration. Counsel for the petitioner, please proceed with your closing arguments.
Your Lordship, my client's plight goes beyond simple clerical errors. The blatant disregard for their legal identity constitutes a violation of their basic rights. And sections 420, 467, 468 and 471 of the IPC provide adequate grounds to prosecute those who have benefited from these fraudulent declarations. These individuals should not be forced to navigate convoluted administrative channels when the law provides direct relief against fraud and forgery. Furthermore, as stated in section 154 of the CRPC, the police are obligated to record any information on a cognizable offence and investigate without delay. Yet, complaints filed by these victims have been ignored for years. We ask that the court orders a thorough investigation and a directive to prevent this issue from recurring.
This case, which has exposed a disturbing phenomenon within our public justice system, highlights a series of serious violations against human rights. It has brought to light a tragic and systemic abuse where living people have been falsely declared dead, stripped off of their land, and as a consequence, their livelihoods. This issue does not concern isolated incidents, but rather a widespread problem affecting vulnerable individuals, mostly poor and powerless agriculturists in Azamgarh and beyond. The evidence before this court shows a disturbing pattern of collusion between land mafias and officials entrusted with maintaining official records, using fabricated documents to deny rightful ownership of land. The court acknowledges the exhaustive efforts of the Association of Dead People and indeed their founders, including Lal Bihari. Their advocacy for those unable to defend themselves has proven necessary and courageous. We are also grateful for the support and involvement of the Learned Advocate General UP, the Chief Standing Council UP, and the Honourable Cabinet Minister, all of whom have recognized the seriousness of the issue and shown concern. However, concern alone will not suffice to the remedy of such a pervasive issue. It is time for the state to take a decisive action. To protect these individuals and restore their rights, the court rules in their favour and hereby The court has requested that the two learned amicus curiae prepare a statement of the case, which along with the entire record of these proceedings shall be presented to the National Human Rights Commission within 6 weeks. The Commission holds the statutory authority under Section 14 of the Protection of Human Rights Act 1993 to further investigate and address the gross violations highlighted here. These individuals, referred to as the living dead, cannot afford to approach the NHRC themselves. Therefore, this court will facilitate that process to ensure that they receive the necessary legal protections and recognition of their rights. Filing of cases by public servants. In regard to cases already filed before the Chief Judicial Magistrate and any others yet to be filed, this court directs that they may continue to be filed as complaints from public servants. The gravity of these cases constitutes a crime against public justice. This process shall persist until these matters are resolved under the full view and weight of the law and the rightful property of these individuals is restored. Departmental and administrative actions. To complete the circle of public justice, the state must also pursue appropriate disciplinary action against the officials who enabled or abetted this fraudulent activity. The state of UP is thereby directed to undertake departmental investigations and administrative actions against those whose actions have caused these grievous injustice. Provision of certified records and assistance. As this is a matter of public interest, the Registrar of the High Court shall deliver a certified record of these proceedings to all counsel at the bar, including the Chief Standing Counsel UP at no charge. Compensation for amicus curiae. The two learned amicus curiae counsels who have assisted the court with diligence and dedication shall be compensated with a fee of Rs 10,000 each to be arranged and delivered by the state of UP within 1 month from today. It is this court's hope that the state will act with a renewed determination and resolve, for the issue of the living dead has become a grim reality in our society. The government must take a firm stance and create a lasting solution to prevent any further exploitation of vulnerable individuals. Until this is achieved, the ugly phenomenon of fabricated records and corrupt practices will persist, undermining our justice system and the rights of our citizens. With these directions in place, the court consigns this matter to the National Human Rights Commission and trusts that further necessary investigations will be conducted with their authority. May this serve as a testament to the rule of law and the power of our institutions to restore justice.
Use this somewhere behind the scenes. 3, 2.
Wait, Betty, you have to concentrate.
This says I'm dead. I'm not dead.
3.
Wait. Such a long distance, sir.
No, we'll show you walk. No, slow motion. All of this.
But from what time?
Turn back and say the dialogue.
If you talk, how will I say it? I forgot.
Yeah, put the 500 up.
No experience here.
She just stole $100. What do you mean she doesn't have experience?
Where are we supposed to push this under?
I'll show you what a dead man can do.
Where are you going?
You don't have to shoot me. Where will I go?
Start.
भाइयों और बहनों,
You're late.
I wanted to do that. Yes. Bye-bye.
Okay. 3, 2, serious. 1, start.
Aren't you doing long live sir?
The husband is here after going to get milk.
Today I will be inaugurating and founding the people of. Today I will be signing.